Hi everybody! Welcome to Mondays with Mark. I'm Mark and this is Smokey Steve and Mark. Oh yes it is. Welcome or welcome back. Oh, it is great to see you. So this is Mondays with Mark. This is the time that we get to spend a little QT together, just you and I, right? And today we're going to be talking about Thanksgiving. Oh yes, Thanksgiving is next week and I'm sure you're planning the big day. Are you? Are you already? I hope so, because my goal today is to hopefully help you plan a holiday that you can enjoy and have like a lot less stress, right? I mean, after all, it is a holiday about family and friends and food and being grateful, of course, right? So I hope you had a fantastic weekend, and I hope you have some exciting things planned for this week. I said we're going to talk about some traditions, and I wrote some down here because I have to say that Thanksgiving was never really one of my favorite holidays until I started thinking about this video, and then I started to think, you know, some of the greatest memories I have are during Thanksgiving, being with my family, being with my friends, having the big feast, So I thought maybe it would be nice to maybe jot down some of my personal family traditions that we've done through the years, and maybe you can relate to some of them, or maybe you'll pick up a new one that you can start, right? Either way, whether or not you're going solo this year, or having just a little intimate dinner for two, or having the whole family over for a gathering, maybe you will pick up one that I'm going to share with you today. And if I don't have one on the list and there's something that you do, please comment below and let me know. I would love to see what your family traditions are for Thanksgiving, okay? So, I don't know, I just jotted a few down, and I guess, yeah, these are all traditions. I don't know. I also think too, sometimes Thanksgiving gets kind of brushed over, right? We have all the hoopla and the excitement of Halloween and the holiday that has become, and then there's Christmas on the other side, all the excitement with that holiday, and then tucked right in the middle you have Thanksgiving, and it's so easy to kind of, I don't know, brush it over a little bit. I mean, after all, like, everybody, any store you go to is already decorated for Christmas before Halloween, right? Like, what is that all about? And then, you kind of look at the decorations, there's all these Halloween decorations, right? There's all these Christmas decorations, right? And then there's a tiny little space for Thanksgiving decorations. I don't know why that is. I'm not sure. But anyway, so we're talking about Thanksgiving traditions today. And of course, this is Mondays with Mark. So I'm going to have some recipes, tips, tricks, hacks, even a project or two for you so that you can have a beautiful and stress-free Thanksgiving. So traditions can be anything from, well, having the kids say grace. That was one of our traditions. The kids always had to say grace at the Thanksgiving table. Christmas too, actually. Really, any special occasion the kids said grace. I'm not sure why, but we always did. And then, I mean, of course, having after dinner, like retiring to the living room, gathering around the fireplace and having hot cider or hot cocoa or a hot toddy. That was another favorite one too. I always thought that was a very, very nice memory because that's when all the stories came out, remembering like holidays of the past and things like that. And then of course you can't forget, hurry up, finish dinner so we can go out and go to a movie. Thanksgiving night movie, right? Now, of course, this year, it's probably going to look a little bit different. And I mean, if you are like we are, all of our movie theaters are closed and we're not going to be able to do that this year. But that doesn't mean you can't have a Thanksgiving movie night. But I would recommend make it a special event. So, have dinner, kind of tidy up a little bit, put everything, aside, go to another room, make it an event, have a Thanksgiving movie inside, stream the latest movie you want to see or watch an old favorite. Still, if that's one of your traditions, you can still have it. It just may look a little different, right? Pop some popcorn, maybe have dessert while you're watching a movie. Make it a special event so it's kind of like going out to the movies, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, that's what we're going to do here this year. We're going to keep that. Oh, and who can forget? this tradition, gathering around the television in the morning and watching the Macy's Day Parade, right? Oh my gosh, the Thanksgiving Day Parade is probably one of my favorite memories from being a child, watching all the balloons go by. Now this year, the organizers of the parade are doing it a little bit differently. They are hosting a virtual event, so that ought to add a new spin, maybe a fresh spin on an old Thanksgiving tradition. I'm actually looking forward to that this year. I think it'll be nice. I'm hoping it will be anyway. Let's see. Also, this one is one that that I've personally done for many, many years. I remember my grandmother introducing this to me, and this was to on Thanksgiving Day we would light a candle for every loved one that is no longer with us. And my grandmother always did a centerpiece in the center of the table, you know, with all of our loved ones kind of represented by a lit candle. Some people actually go as far as setting a whole place setting for a person who's no longer with us, right? Some people even just do it on their mantle. Whatever way, I think it's just a beautiful way to say, we remember you, we honor you, we love you, and we're thankful that you were in our lives, you know? So that is something that I do every year, and of course, I'll be doing it this year. I light one for my mom, my grandma, my grandpap, and then I do light another one for a very dear friend who I lost many, many years ago. I think it's a very, very nice tradition. Now, I don't know how many people do this tradition or partake in this tradition, but this was also one that my grandmother introduced me to. Wait for it. Okay. Christmas music. Oh, yes. As soon as she got up on Thanksgiving morning and started getting everything ready to cook, the Christmas music would go on. Not a day before. And then she would play Christmas music all the way till January 6th. Now, I grew up loving Christmas music, so it never bothered me. And I do listen to Christmas music from Thanksgiving all the way to the 6th of January. Still today, I do that. And hey, you know what? Put the Christmas music on, and that is a perfect time to do a project, right? And this is another tradition that we have done in my family for years and years, and that is a gratitude jar. I know I say they're all my favorite, but this is one of my favorites, right? So I made one to show you, and it can be as simple as any container you might have, right? I use a jar like this, and this is just a candle that I had burnt down, right? I cleaned the inside out, and then I just decorated it with some self-stick bling that I got at the craft store. Has some leaves on there. And then I glued a little pumpkin on top, right? And then we set it out 1 week before Thanksgiving, and then you put a little notepad beside it or some scrap paper, and every day, everyone in the household has to write one thing down on a piece of paper that they're thankful for that day and tuck it into the jar. And then on Thanksgiving Day, of course, you open it up and you read it with everybody. Now, this can be done like while you're waiting for dinner to be finished. It could be done during dinner or after dinner, anytime. It doesn't matter. And the things that you write down can be as simple as, I'm so thankful for my kitty bandit, or oh wow, I'm so thankful that I got a raise at my job, or I'm thankful that I still have a job. It can be anything. The point is to do one a day, every day until Thanksgiving, and then you can read them all on Thanksgiving Day. Love, 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 love that tradition, right? Now, if you have any traditions that I didn't mention today, I know a lot of people will volunteer on Thanksgiving, maybe serving Thanksgiving Day dinner to the less fortunate, or volunteering at a nursing home or a shut-in home. There's that. There's all kinds of traditions that I didn't even mention today. And of course, the biggest tradition of all, dinner, right? Now, did you ever wonder why we eat turkey on Thanksgiving? Well, I did, and there's a little pilgrim that filled me in on the answer. So, did you ever wonder why we eat turkey on Thanksgiving? So let's talk turkey, okay? So the legend goes that it actually goes all the way back to the very, very, very first Thanksgiving, when the pilgrims of the Plymouth colony broke bread with the local American Indian tribe there, okay? Now, I hate to ruin a really good story, but there is no evidence at all of turkey being served that very first Thanksgiving. Um, there is reference to a pilgrim who was there, did reference fowl being served. Now, fowl can be any type of bird, from chicken to duck to geese. And as a matter of fact, given their very easy access to seafood, it's quite possible that lobster and clams and other seafood were served that day as well. We do know that venison was one of the main dishes served that day. Now, some people say that it's because, well, turkeys serve a large crowd. And other people say that it's because turkeys are indigenous to North America. Maybe it was because it was Abraham Lincoln's favorite meal. After all, Thanksgiving was made a national holiday during his time in office. I don't know. Even pop culture of the time, including Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, introduced turkey as a very, very special meal for special occasions. So I guess the short answer is we really don't know. But it does make for a really, really great story. Maybe that's the reason after all. Well, maybe it is. Who knows? Either way, I think we can all agree that Thanksgiving without turkey, I don't know. I don't think it would be Thanksgiving. Do you? Now, I promised you some recipes and tricks and tips and hacks to make your Thanksgiving easier and fun and stress-free. So, let's get started. I'm going to start with make-aheads. Now, make-ahead simply means, well, make something ahead of time, right? And I encourage you to do this for Thanksgiving. You can start 2 days, a day, even 3 days ahead with some of this stuff, starting with your stuffing. Now, here's the great debate. Is it stuffing or is it dressing? Oh, my goodness. Growing up, it was always called dressing in my household. Was it stuffing in your household? Let me know in the comments below. Stuffing or dressing? Who will win? I don't know. I've heard it called both my entire life. But anyway, so for the stuffing, do this all 2 days ahead of time, right? Get all your veggies together, your onions, your carrots, whatever you put in your stuffing, right? Chop it all up and saute it, cook it all down in obscene amounts of butter, right? Then cube up all your bread, dry it out. Some people like to put it in an oven, a low oven, and dry it out. Whatever bread you're using, get it all ready. Combine that all together, put it in a pan, cover it with aluminum foil, and pop it in the fridge, and don't even think any more about it. Thanksgiving Day, pull it out of the fridge, pop it in the oven when you take your turkey out and your turkey is resting, because you should rest your turkey for at least a half hour, right? Anyway, the point is, cook it on the day of Thanksgiving. No prep, just pop it in. Now, we all know, I guess, that the CDC recommends never ever making stuffing inside the bird. But if you add some of those yummy pan drippings to your stuffing before you bake them, you are ready to go. Trust me. All right, that's the same thing for your veggies. Having fresh veggies on Thanksgiving, the day before, cut them all up, get them ready, blanch them in some boiling water, pop them in an ice bath real quick to shock them, pop them in a bowl, cover them, throw them in the fridge. The day of Thanksgiving, all you have to do is reheat them in a pan with some oil or butter and your seasonings, and you're set to go. Cranberry sauce, another one. Now, this is a viewer request. Actually, it's a few viewers' requests. I'm going to share with you my recipe for homemade cranberry sauce. Y'all, it's so easy. Everybody's intimidated by homemade cranberry sauce. I really don't know why. I don't know why. So, all you need are a package of cranberries. Now, these are 12-ounce packages, and you can get them at any store, right? This is Ocean Spray. That's good. You'll need 1 cup of water, and I'm going to pour that into my pan right now. that I have preheated to try to save some time. All right. In addition to that, you'll need exactly 1 cup of sugar, and we're going to pour that right into the water, and we're going to give that a stir until it all dissolves, okay? Just give it a stir every once in a while. While your sugar is melting in there, you're going to want to do about a tablespoon of orange zest, okay? And I have that started already. Perfect. You want about a tablespoon, okay? And set that aside. Now, next, let me turn this up a little bit. Next, we are going to do 1 slice right in the middle of the orange here. And this will come into play later, okay? Now, cranberry sauce really is a palate cleanser, okay? It was never intended to be a side dish, you know, contrary to popular belief. It was intended to be a palate cleanser. A lot like when you get lemon sorbet at a fancy restaurant in between your courses. That was the original purpose of cranberry sauce. Now, of course, it has evolved into really a dessert or a side dish today. However you like your cranberry sauce. Once you make homemade cranberry sauce, you'll never go back, okay? And let me tell you, it's super fun to make too, all right? So now we have that, we have our slice of orange, and we have our orange zest. In addition to that, you just need a pinch of salt. Now, don't leave that out, because really, salt in this instance really, really combines all the flavors and makes it taste yummy. Okay, so look, our sugar is just about melted. We're ready to go here, okay? Perfect. All right, so the next step, we are going to open our cranberries. Now, I always buy the pre-washed ones. If yours are fresh from the farmer's market or not pre-washed, you want to give them a little rinse off first, okay? And you're just going to pour them right in there just like that, okay? And you're going to add your orange slice like that and your zest just like that, all right? And now we're going to give that a little stir. And that's it. Now we're going to let that cook. Well, we're going to bring it to a boil and then reduce it to a simmer and let it cook for about 10 minutes. At that point, you will see all your berries start to burst open. It's really, really cool to see that, all right? So I'm going to let that go. In fact, I'm going to put just a little more water in because we're going to be talking for a minute, and I don't want it to run out of water, okay? So let's move this out of the way. Put our orange there. Give that another stir and let it do its thing. In fact, to heat it up, I'll put a little lid on there. Just kind of hurry it up a little bit. All right? All right, so now some of the other side dishes for Thanksgiving. Don't forget about those taters, okay? All right, so mashed potatoes you can absolutely do a day or two ahead of time, all right? Do all the hard work ahead of time. Peel your potatoes, dice them up, cook them down, right? Then rice them or mash them or however you're going to do it. Put them in a bowl, cover them with plastic, pop them in the fridge, right? Don't even think about it after that. Now, the day of Thanksgiving, all you have to do is put them in a pan on low heat. Now, to that, you will add your milk or your cream and your butter, but just make sure that your milk or cream is hot first and slowly stir it in. Your mashed potatoes will taste like you made them just an hour before dinner time. Trust me. And wow, what a time saver, let me tell you, okay? And I guess I don't even have to tell you about pies. Make all your pies a day ahead of time, please. You know, you could even make your pies 3 or 4 days ahead of time. If you keep them covered and in the fridge, they'll be as fresh as if you made them the same day. Trust me. They will, okay? And anyway, you're making them the day of Thanksgiving. Who has the space inside the oven? And who wants to eat warm pumpkin pie anyway? I mean, I don't. I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't. Now, on to the star of the show. All right, the turkey. Now, there's a new hashtag going around. There's a new cooking technique going around. And actually, this technique has been around for years and years and years. So I asked my little pilgrim friend about it, and he's going to tell us about why we should roast our turkey upside down. Upside down? Well, this is one time that flipping the bird is right and not rude, okay? Okay. I know that Thanksgiving might be a tricky time to try something new, but look, hear me out. There's a new craze. It's actually not a new craze, okay, but I think it's catching on a lot. Hashtag upside down turkey. All right. So the theory behind it is that you roast your turkey upside down. Now, traditional turkey methods tend to, well, sometimes leave a dry breast and sometimes undercook the dark meat. When we roast a turkey upside down, that means the breast underneath. The dark meat is closer to the heat source, and all those drippings drip down into the breast, ensuring a moist and flavorful breast every time. Trust me, you gotta try this. Talk about a turn for the better, right? Give it a try. You won't regret it. Upside down indeed, right? Look, I was gonna try to stand on my head, but I don't know if I could do that. All right, but I don't know. Try it out. Try roasting your turkey upside down this year. I don't think you'll regret it. Ooh, look, our cranberries are coming along. So nice. I see a few popping. Okay. Let them go. All right. So speaking of turkey, so it's Thanksgiving morning, right? You wake up and you go to get the turkey out of the fridge and you're going to get ready to cook all day long and the turkey's still frozen. What do? Well, you know what? Did you know that you can cook a whole turkey even if it's frozen? You can even cook a turkey even if it's partially frozen too. Look, it's all about time and temperature, okay? You want the thickest part of the turkey on the inside to reach a temperature of 160 at least, okay? So I would definitely get yourself a meat thermometer, okay? It's your best friend in the kitchen. It really, really is, okay? So if you're worried about an undercooked turkey, grab yourself a thermometer. It makes a world of difference, trust me. Now, you can cook a frozen turkey or a partially frozen turkey in the oven. The key to that is low temperature and a longer roasting time. Now, traditional turkeys, you cook them for about 15 minutes per pound of turkey. When you have a partially frozen turkey, you're going to up that a little bit. You're talking more about 20 minutes per pound. So you have to plan ahead, all right? Inform everybody that dinner may take just a little bit longer, okay? So you're going to want to have a low oven, about 325. Pop it in there frozen, okay? And just keep basting and basting and basting all day long and make sure you add that extra time to it. Okay, now if you're doing a total frozen turkey, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's been done. It won't be the best turkey you have, but it will still be good. It will be edible, it'll be tasty, and it will still be juicy, okay? The downside to that is that you can't really brine it or anything like that. But for that instance, you're going to want to up the time to about 22 to 23 minutes per pound of turkey. Again, on a very low oven, 325. Basting is the key for that, okay? So hopefully you don't have a frozen turkey to work with come Thanksgiving morning. But if you do, don't fret, okay? Please don't fret. So, we've talked about turkey, we've talked about side dishes, we talked about, well, palate cleansers, and we've talked about dessert. But we did not talk about breakfast. The last thing on my mind on Thanksgiving is worrying about breakfast, okay? So, I have a hack for you that you are just going to love. We're going to make some 2-ingredient pumpkin muffins. But first, let's check this out. All right, so at this point, we're going to remove our cranberry sauce from the heat. We're going to let it cool down a little bit, right? And then we're going to pour it into our serving bowl. Okay, I'm just using this. I hope we all fit, do we? Yay! Okay, so we're going to pour that into whatever bowl you're going to serve it in. And don't forget your orange slice. Place that right on top for presentation, okay? And then you're gonna pop that in the fridge and let it chill completely. And you have some homemade cranberry sauce, all right? Oh man, once you make this, I'm telling you, you will always have fresh cranberry sauce at your Thanksgiving table. Okay? Alright, so I promised you a quick and easy breakfast. Alright, so we're going to make 2-ingredient pumpkin muffins, okay? So for this, all you need is 1 box of spice cake mix and 1 can of pumpkin puree. That's it. All you do is combine the two, put them in your muffin tins, and I would line them first, but if you don't have liners, just give them a little spray or grease the pan first, okay? And fill them up and bake them for about 20 to 25 minutes. And you have some pumpkin muffins that will knock your socks off, let me tell you. Now, these are jumbo muffins. I got 6 out of it. If you do the regular size, you'll get a whole dozen. Now, you don't even have to use a spice mix if you don't want to. You could use a yellow cake mix or a white cake mix and add your own spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, even a few cloves in there if you want. And for another treat, try mixing some chocolate chips into it. Chocolate and pumpkin go great together, alright? Now, when we made this, we just used a little bit of quartz sugar on top of it to give it a little bit of bling there, right? But if you want to add even a little more sweetness to it, get some store-bought cream cheese frosting, microwave it for about 15 seconds, and you have some drizzle, just like that. Oh my gosh, don't these just, I mean, they look like we got them right over at Starbucks. I mean, for real. And let me tell you, it's so easy, and they taste super, super delicious. And that's your 2-ingredient pumpkin muffin for breakfast, all right? Yeah! Oh, well, I hope you enjoyed my, I don't know, my collection of tips and tricks and recipes for Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh. And one last thing, right? Don't fret over the decorations, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. Here, try this, all right? This is a very, very easy project. It'll take you 2 minutes to do, cost you like $2-3, and it's great, okay? Grab yourself a foam pumpkin from the Dollar Tree, right? And just carve out the opening, just like that. I had it started, you know. Carve out the opening like that and fill it with a bunch of artificial foliage and leaves, maybe some craft pumpkins, and soon enough you will have yourself a centerpiece just like this that you can put in the middle of your Thanksgiving table. All right? Check it out. 2 minutes to make, okay? Really, don't fret about it, okay? One last bit of advice here, okay? Now, I know this might be a little bit hard to embrace, okay? But this day is all about love and friendship and being thankful for the things we have, okay? Don't fret over the small stuff, okay? Be kind and be gentle to yourself. Really, really. If you burn something, oh well. Think of it as a funny story to tell, you know, along with the hundreds of other stories we tell around the holidays for years and years to come, okay? The point is, it's not about perfection. It is all about gathering together, celebrating love, and being thankful for the things we have, okay? Okay, and one last little thing. Want to know how I made the pilgrim hat? Well, I'll post the whole project over on Facebook, okay? So you can go and download it and make one yourself. And it's sure to keep the little ones busy on Thanksgiving, too. You know, keep them out of your hair a little bit, all right? All right. Thank you so, so much for watching. I had a wonderful time this evening with you. I hope you did, too. I hope you pick up maybe a new Thanksgiving tradition, maybe try one of the recipes I shared or one of the tips or hacks I shared. Either way, I wish you a fantastic, beautiful, wonderful, stress-free Thanksgiving next week, okay? Thanks so much for watching. Definitely check us out over on Facebook, SmokeySteveAndMarc. We're also on Instagram and Twitter. All of our contact information is right below in the description. That's our post office box and our email address. If you have any questions about anything I shared today, you know what? Just leave a comment below or shoot me an email and I'll get back to you. And be sure to share with us your family traditions, okay? Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a fantastic night, and I'll see you next week, all right? Ciao, everybody.